Hello and welcome back to Solo Board Gaming Presents Warfighter WW2, the Maquis, Liberate the Town. Now I've just panned back a little bit so you can see how I basically set my table out in its completeness, and that is we have our squad down here. We only have 3 members in our team. Maquis, the player soldier there. Couperon, our non-player soldier here, number 2. Maquis was number 1. And number 3, Sapphire, our squad soldier here. Because we had very few resource points to spend on our mission card, just 32. And that means we're travelling really light as well, with very little in the way of weaponry. We have a rifle, simply a bolt-action rifle. But luckily, we also have 4 grenades. We have a submachine gun. That's a MAZ M1924. And oddly, it has a bipod. And we have the default rifle of Sapphire being a squad level soldier. A couple of errors I made. I put 3 actions for my player soldier. I recalled it should only be 2. My NPS has got 2 actions. My squad soldier, though, has only got 1 action. So the members of my team, number 1, number 2, and number 3 are here on our starting mission card. One more thing I need to correct, and that is with this not very good submachine gun, for instance, it jams occasionally. But we do get to start with 1 experience point because we have that machine gun. So his 1 experience point there that he already has becomes 2. So at least that's no bad thing. 2 experience points there, already got 2 experience points here, total of 4. Maquis has none. We have our deck set up ready to go. We have our mission timer on the number 9 spot because we have 9 turns to complete this Liberate the Town mission. We have our dice tray and cup. We have our dice, which is 1d6 and several d10s. We have, in a cup to be drawn out at random, the targeting counters for our hostiles. We'll explain those as we go. And we have a couple of trays of counters just off to the side over here. So finally, just before we start, a reminder of our mission. There's our mission card there. That's what gave us 32 resources. It gave us our time. As I say up there, I have the timer on the number 9 spot. And it told us to put our objective on the number 4 slot. And it gave us -2 to our loadout. Forced us to travel light. But the good thing about it, look. At the start of the first soldier turn, we can recon 1 location. Remember, we have to place location cards down here. Normally, you wouldn't know what comes out the deck, but we're the Maquis. And on this particular mission, and only a couple of missions have this, we can recon the first objective. And that's because we're the Maquis. We know the area. We're very familiar with what's coming up. So the fact that we can recon the first location card is very thematic. Then we have to go through another location. We won't know what that is. And we have to liberate this town. There's only a couple of us. So we're part of a much larger force of Maquis all around the area converging on this town. And when we get to the town, we have to keep it clear. See there, keep clear 2. Keep it clear of hostiles for 2 turns. Now, what does that mean? We look at our resource points down here, and we started with 32. The break point is there, 30 to 49. Resource points, in that case, there are 2 strength points of hostiles that will populate this location as soon as we activate it. Not only do we have to defeat those hostiles, But we then have to keep the location clear of hostiles for 2 turns. So at the end of each soldier turn, it has to be clear of hostiles for 2 consecutive turns. And they have to be consecutive, because if more hostiles come in and we haven't cleared them by the end of the next soldier turn, then we start again. Keep it clear for 2 consecutive turns. We're travelling light. There's only 3 of us. We don't have much weaponry. So we have to find out what these Maquis are really good at and use that to the best of our advantage. The first thing we'll do to start the game is recon that first location, as they've said. So here's our location deck, and here's our potential locations. And I'm looking for a location with a small entrance cost, 2 to enter, 1 to enter, 5 to enter. I certainly don't want that one. And with as few hostiles being spawned as possible, basically. Let me have a look. Okay, I've chosen one. We'll shuffle these once more and place the deck back, like so. And the one I've chosen is ruins. Okay, so that's a ruined town. It's just rubble. It was being bombed by the US 8th Air Force and the RAF in the last few days. Its entrance value is 2. So it costs 2 to enter. It takes 1 action to play. So I'm going to spend that action now. Here's my player soldier. Turn over one of his actions. That's used. He's only got 1 action left. And when we play this card, we've got to move the timer counter forward 1 space. So the game timer has already moved from turn 9 to turn 8. That was the detrimental effect of playing this card. But the hostile value, there's our resource points, 30 to 49, is just 2. 2 strength points of hostiles will populate that card. Now, already, what I forgot to do was draw my hand of cards off the action deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the number of cards I start with. Plonk those back. And I start with 5 cards because my health on my rate is here. My player soldier is 5. And the health number dictates how many cards you can hold in your hand. Let's have a look. Oh, I can draw another location if I discard that card. Hand signals. All soldiers can freely exchange action cards. Well, I've only got 1 soldier that holds action cards, and that's Maquis. That's no good to us. Kicking the door. Play when you or any soldier are paying a structure location's entrance cost. Ignore the entrance cost penalties on hostile cards. Don't think so. Location marker again. We can draw a location marker or Overwatch. That's not bad. That can be played at the end of the hostile attack step. You or any soldier may perform 1 attack at the start of the hostile attack step and does not cost an action. That's a good one. The rest, however, no good. So that's our hand of cards. We've just placed our location, so it has to spawn, we checked before, 2 strength points of hostiles. Let's draw off the hostiles deck. Dun, dun, dun. 3 strength points. As soon as we reach or break that definitive amount of 2, we stop drawing. So 3 breaks it. So this is the only card going on this location, but it's a sniper team. And there's, if you look there, 2 of them in the team. So they go there. one of the worst aspects of these guys is that they +2 to the entrance cost of this location. The entrance cost is 2. So while there's 2 of them there, the entrance cost now becomes 4. If we can remove at least one of them, the other side of that slash, they don't plus anything to the entrance cost. We'll be back down to 2. So we need to eliminate at least one of them. Otherwise, they are really effectively keeping us out of these ruins. And finally, their cover value is 4. That's quite strong. That is strong cover, this sniper team. Okay, so unfortunately, we already played one action to play this location card. What are we going to do? Well, at the moment, there's only one of our team that could possibly have a go at hitting the sniper team from where we are at the moment, and that's Maquis, because he has a rifle which does have a value, a range of 1 card. So he can fire into these ruins here. The others, Couperin with the SMG and Sapphire over here, only have a range of 0. So they have to be on the card to be able to fire at the card. So is that what Maquis will do as his second action? Will he take a shot? Well, Maquis has the rifle. So as I said, he has the range. He can fire at range 0 or range 1. He's going to be firing at range 1. But to hit at range 1, we need to roll an 8 or better. At range 0, in other words, on the same card, we would only need to roll a 7 or better. So it's 8 or better. And meanwhile, if we roll a 1 or a 2, there's the reload value, which is 2, the clip is out of ammunition. But it's a high velocity weapon. It has a penetration of 1. So this is how it works. It's a rifle. He's only rolling 1 dice. So a D10 goes in the cup. And to see if we can defeat their cover, which at the moment is a 4, but I have a penetration of 1, so I need to roll a 3 or better. You see what I mean? High velocity round. It has a penetration value. So their cover is now only 3 and not 4. So I need to roll 3 or more on a D6 to defeat their cover. So that too goes in the cup. Let's roll. Take the shot. Oh! I thought that was a 7 then. It's a 1 and a 4. So we defeated their cover because the D6 is a 4, which is equal to or greater than their cover value. But to get a kill, I needed an 8, but we've only got a 1. But because we defeated their cover, it means one of those 2 soldiers is suppressed, and a suppressed marker goes on him like so. So we're now down to 1 who's able to do anything, because the other one's eating the dirt. So at least we put his head down. So now we go down here, and they no longer have that added entrance cost at the moment, as long as he's suppressed. So the entrance cost here goes back to 2 again instead of 4. We were about to move into the location. We saw a sniper team, because we're not stupid here, the Maquis. We could suss them out. Yes, they were preventing us moving into here. We've taken a shot, not got a kill, head down, eating the dust, and for a second we get a window in which maybe somebody could move into the ruins. This is how we got to think when we're playing Warfighter. Think as a team. So we took a shot. We used our second action. Unfortunately, Maquis can now do nothing else. And I was just about to move on, and I realised I've forgotten 2 little things. It's been a long time since I've played this, so I'm not yet in the flow. So I do apologise. 2 things. First of all, When Maquis made that shot, we rolled a 1. And a 1 is within the reload value. Look, our reload value is 2. So if I roll a 1 or a 2, unmodified, that means our clip is out of rounds. So we need to reload that clip. So temporarily, that clip is out of ammo. To reload that clip, Maquis needs to spend another action. And he has none at the moment. The next thing I did wrong, or rather the first thing I did wrong actually, every time we spawn an enemy, every time we spawn a hostile in a location, we must draw to see who within our team does the hostile have a bead on. Who is the hostile's target? So we will take our cup with our numbers in, draw randomly, and it's number 1. Put the cup back. So our sniper team is attacking target number 1, Maquis, when it comes to the hostile turn. Now then, what else should we do in this turn? I think our remaining guys have got to move. And we already know that the other 2 members of our team here, Couperin and Sapphire, only have a range of 0. So they would need to be within that card anyway in order to attack these guys. So I think, first of all, Couperin is going to move into the ruins. He has a movement value of 1. The ruins takes 2, not 4, because we've suppressed these guys. So if I do this, move him into this location with his 1 movement point, but we need to spend another movement point, and to do that, because we don't have the ability, we can instead discard a card. And I'm going to discard hand signals. So we discard an action card from our already limited hand so that Couperin can move into the ruins. Okay. Couperin is in the ruins, and that's 1 of his action points used. He still has another action. Now, should he fire with his SMG? Let's take a look at his capabilities. He's now at range 0, so he can fire. It's a submachine gun, so he can either fire on semi-automatic and use 1 D10, or he can fire on auto and use 3 D10s. Okay. Or, because he's got a bipod, we could put the bipod down, but that takes 1 action. When he's got the bipod down, he can use another mode, and that is spray, where you use 3 D10s, but all 3 of them count. Different from auto. With auto, you roll the 3 D10s, and if you get any hits amongst those 3, it's only 1 result. With spray, with the bipod down, and you roll 3 D10s, if you got 3 hits, it's 3 results. You see what I mean? So that's the difference between auto and spray. But to use spray, you need to have your bipod down. And I can't afford that action if I want to fire. But one of my skills is gunman. I can add 1 to my SMG attack rolls. Okay. I've also got hip shooter. I could make that auto attack with 3 dice. At range 0, yes. Pay 1 experience point, and I've got 2, and I'll gain spray anyway. I think I've jumped into the ruins here, almost right behind these guys. I've popped up and sprayed them. That's what I'm going to use. We're going to fire auto. I'm using gunman skill. I'm going to pay 1 experience point to move that down to 2. and I'm going to use spray. So all 3 results would count. Okay, that's what we're doing. So we're going to use 3 D10s into the cup. We're going to use our D6 to try and defeat their cover of 4. Oh no, that's not going to be easy. With no penetration, you see. Okay, we're going to try that. And we're going to roll. Okay. We're behind them in the ruins. What do we have? Oh, come on, where's the... Oh, hit. To hit we need an 8 or better. But we can add 1. So that's a hit. That's a miss. That's still a miss. That's a hit. It's an 8. But penetration is only 1. We haven't got through their cover. They ducked. They ducked behind the wall. We didn't get through their cover, so now any hits, and there's 2 there, are just suppressions. One of them is already suppressed, so we suppress the second one. That's no bad thing. We suppress the second one. Whoops, not in there, but over here. Look at that. There's 2 in that reticle. So the strength of this sniper team was 2 soldiers. Both of them are now chewing the dirt. Both of them are suppressed, which means they won't be able to carry out an action next turn. Well, when it's their turn, sorry. Brilliant. Not a bad action at the end of the day. And that was his second player action. Now, to complete our player turn, I'm going to use Sapphire, her single action, there it is, it's now used, to move into the ruins with Couperin. Her movement value is 1, the ruins needs 2, yeah? So to get there we need to discard another of our action cards. I'm happy with that. I think I'll just keep hold of Kicking the Door for now. And we've got 2 potential location marker discards, so I'll discard one of them. And that's perfectly legitimate. The important thing is that Sapphire has also, there she is, number 3, moved into the ruins. We're making some kind of progress. And that's our soldier turn over. And now it's the hostiles' turn. Yes! And the hostiles' turn goes like this. First of all, it would be reinforcements. And we look at our card, but it says reinforcements there in white writing on that black strip. Reinforcements, none. Many cards might say reinforcements 0 to 1, 0 to 2, that kind of thing. There are no reinforcements for this card. Another reason why I chose that card when we reconned the area. So there are no reinforcements. Next then is the hostiles' attack phase. They're going to attack target number 1, Moratis. But hold on, they can't. Because both of them, and there's 2 on the card, both of them are suppressed. Both of them still have their heads down. There's no attack. Next, if it were possible, they would close the range on their target if they were out of range. Because theoretically, we could be moving out of range, couldn't we? But they would then follow if they become out of range. But the range of these guys is 0 to 2. So they're not out of range anyway. They're still well within range. But anyway, they're both suppressed. So they can't make that move. And their final action of the hostile turn is they start to recover. We can remove 1 suppression counter off a hostile card. Off each hostile card, rather. We remove 1 suppress counter and we'll move the turn marker. from turn 8 to turn 7. Okay, the lightly armed Maquis are doing okay. Let's turn back our action markers, ready for turn 2. Okay, we're ready to go. First of all, Maquis is going to make this move. He's got to pay 2 to get into the ruins. Well, his movement value is also 2, so no extra required. So, into the ruins he goes. The team are back together. That's one action used. He has one more action. He's going to have to reload. So he uses an action to reload. And we remove this empty clip. He's now reloaded and ready to fire again. But he has no actions left. Couperin. Our number 2 is going to take another shot with his SMG at range 0. We're not going to use spray again by using his hip shooter, because I don't want to yet use his last experience point. But we will use auto, so we do use the 3 dice, and it's a case, you know, of defeating that cover, which is 4. They're well behind cover, these guys. However, come on, let's go. All 3 dice in there. Remember, it's on auto, not spray, so only one of the 3 attack dice will count. But we've got 3 chances of achieving it. Oh! Well, okay, there's a 5 on the D6. We've defeated the cover. And we have 1, 2 hits on the attack dice, whether or not we add the 1 to the attack rolls. And we defeated the cover. So we've got a KIA. So one of those 2 is killed. The other one is still suppressed. Yes! Come on. That was a success. And we don't have a 1 or a 2. So there's no reloads, and it hasn't jammed because we haven't rolled a 3. Good time to explain it. A jam is if we roll any of the dice 1 above its reload value. Its reload value is 2, so if any of them was exactly a 3, our SMG would have jammed. It hasn't. Okay, so that was one action. And do you know what? He could go again, couldn't he? We're going again. On full auto. Couperin against the snipers. He's jumped up again. Dived over the wall. Because one of them's already dead. The other one's got his head down. This is his opportunity. Here we go. Same roll again. Only one of the attack die will count. Oh, no, this isn't going to be as good. No. Okay. We have not defeated the cover. We rolled a 3 and not a 4. We rolled a 6. We rolled an 8. But we also rolled a 2. Reload. So change that. We're out of ammo. We need to change the clip because that mag is empty. We used an action. It will take another action for him to reload the magazine. We didn't defeat the cover, but we got a hit, which means we've got a suppression. No need to do it because we already have our results there. There's nobody else to suppress. Okay, so that one was a waste, but goodness me, it was well worth a try. Now, this is where Sapphire takes her first shot. At range 0, she needs to roll, because she's got all her lives, 2, she needs to roll a 7. If she only had 1 life left, she would have to roll an 8, but she has to roll a 7. That's not too bad. So she still has to roll the D6 to defeat that cover of 4. But she rolls 1 D10 into the cup. She has no pluses. She's rolling a 7. Come on, Sapphire. Oh, no. Oh, gosh, it's either one thing or the other. 4 on the D6. She's defeated the cover, but only grazed. She got a 5, not a 7. So again, it's a suppression. But both of those hostiles already have a counter. And Sapphire has used her 1 action. So that's our next turn done. Hostiles, there's no reinforcements. There's no attack because one's dead and the other one's still suppressed. No need for the hostile to move. Still well within range and can't anyway because of the suppression. So their 1 action is to remove a suppression. One of those hostiles is now active for next turn, and we move our timer counter down another 1. We are now on turn 6, or rather turn 3, but with 6 to go. And we need to get a move on because we need to get to our location, our objective, well before the end of the game, because we have to clear it and keep it clear for 2 turns anyway. So let's say, I don't know, we probably need to get here by turn 5. And as I say, we're just about to start turn 3. So let's refresh our action counters. Okay, and we're ready for the next turn. And we've got to keep moving. We're running out of time. So we only have these 2 action cards left right now. I was thinking of drawing more action cards, discard and draw. To discard and draw, you need to use an action point. I may still do that, but for now, I'm going to change my location marker for a location because we need to know what terrain we're going into here. We need to move into it and get to our objective. So, discard the location card, draw a location, houses. We have houses. Do I play it? Its entrance cost is 2. No reinforcements again. That is good. But hostiles, the break point is 30 to 49. Resource points, hostiles is 3. And it's 1 action to play. Right, I'm playing it. Because that is not too bad at all. To play it is going to cost an action point. Unfortunately, it says so there, 1 action to play. But I've no choice. Now, all hostiles and soldiers gain +1 cover. Because we're going to fight through this village to get to the town. So this village is obviously on the outskirts. Darn it. So hostiles and soldiers gain +1 cover. So it doesn't really benefit us, does it? Because their cover will be stronger as well. Okay, anyway. We have to draw until we break 3 points of hostiles. This is how it works. Let's put the hostiles down. We're drawing to break 3 points. First hostile is 1 point. And they're riflemen. Range is 0 to 1. Okay. So they can attack into here, or into here, or into here eventually. So that's 1. Still not broken the 3 points. We have to draw again. 1 again, no! Attack range, 0 to 1. These are recruits, and they will screen non-recruit hostiles. Now what that means is, because those aren't recruits, these guys will screen these guys. So before we can get to those, we would have to go through these. Oh, and we still have to draw again, because now we're on 2 points, and we have to break 3, equal or break 3 points. No, an officer with 3. Now finally we break the 3. It's a total of 5 points, but he still has to be placed down because he's the card that finally breaks the 3 points. Difficult to hit. His cover value is 4. He is screened by any points of 0 to 2. So he's screened by both of these. And he goes here. There we go. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, this time we mustn't forget. We'll draw in the order that we placed them down. Out of our targeting cup. Who are they targeting? The recruits are targeting number 3. So they've spotted number 3, Sapphire. Again, draw blind. Number 3, the riflemen are targeting Sapphire. And finally, the officer himself, who's he got a bead on? Number 1, targeting Maquis. Okay, we're coming on the village. We're going to have to move into it. In doing so, we've found that these recruits, the rifleman and the officer, are waiting for us in that village. Maquis has already used 1 action for this turn. What's going to happen? I've got a feeling that we might not even get through this village alive. But the town won't liberate itself. We have to get there. Come on, the Maquis. Join us next time to find out what strategies we employ to defeat the German hostiles. Vive la Resistance! Join us next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.